Welcome back. Today we're looking at the Valley of Uncanny. Or you could call it the Uncanny Valley if you want to. That doesn't sound as cool, but sure. Done this a couple times before. Sort of a fan favorite. We started doing these videos because it was like a trend on TikTok to do like the Uncanny Valley makeup with like some filters and some different audios, and they would do like just scary faces and stuff. Good stuff. You know, we had a fun time looking at it. I've pretty much burned through all that content. We're now looking deeper. Every time I do this, I have to go a little bit deeper to find new stuff. So there's gonna be some TikTok, there's gonna be some Instagram Reels, some Instagram posts, some just like Google images, some Wikipedia. We're going all out today. We're gonna start though with sort of a classic TikTok one though, all right, with the makeup and everything. I don't feel like I need to keep explaining Uncanny Valley at the beginning of all these ones, but if for some reason you have no idea, it's something that's almost human, but not. Like it looks like it's human, but something's off. And that kind of triggers like a fear response of like, uh-oh. You know, like when a cat sees a cucumber and thinks it's a snake and it jumps, then it's like, it's just a vegetable. It's a guy. Wait, it's not. Scary. Yikes. Stop pointing at me, dude. So the eye looks like a contact, which is crazy that you can do that. Just a giant black circle you just stick onto your eye. Crazy. Looks so creepy. Not any talking in this video, just sounds and faces. The faces she's making is carrying this. Because even her like uncanny makeup is fairly subtle compared to what we're used to seeing. So she's just got the faces down. And honestly, being pointed at, I don't know, I know it's just a video, but I don't like being pointed at, don't point at me. Also this like VHS quality video for some of these clips, like with the digital zoom, adds to it for sure. Yikes. Stop pointing at me! The like wide open mouth. This feels like a puppet right here, this little, right there. The motions just feel very like puppet almost, you know? Yeah, creepy one. Good one to start with. That's kind of like back to the roots, or I shouldn't even say the roots because obviously they didn't invent it, but like this is where we started, was these like uncanny like makeup TikToks. But now we're moving on to, oh my gosh, that might be a lizard person. Oh gosh, dude. Oh man, what the? Now, look, I try to not be like a bully. I'm not here to like just roast what people look like, of course. But if they're a politician, I feel like it's a little more okay. And then secondly, this one is probably half what they look like, but the other half that seals the deal is their motions. Like the smile, and then that weird little pan, that like little check, like, how am I doing? Am I blending in? They're like, you look just like a human being. Keep it up. Gosh, dude, that's so freaky. After a little searching, I found this is someone named Callista Gingrich. Enhance. I don't know, man. A little bit of a scary. Yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna roast someone's just physical appearance too hard, but I definitely don't believe in lizard people, but I definitely believe in people that look scary. They definitely exist. Here we go.
What is the Uncanny Valley? The Uncanny Valley is a hypnotized relation between an object's degree of resemblance to a human being and the emotional response to the object. The concept suggests that objects that appear in
That's just a bunch of anime girls. That's just a shark, bro.
To observers of the uncanny. Many examples of the Uncanny
Okay,
Valley
this is a good one.
all animatronics that appear human-like.
No, I think I'm good, but thank you. What was the first half of this video? These are just schoolgirls with anime faces pasted on top. I don't know who I don't know what's going on here, man. This is the best example you could find. Yeah. And don't think I didn't notice that you put just a picture of a shark in the middle of this video. What's this? This isn't human-like. This is like a dog wearing like a bear costume. All right, anyway.
It appears to show the Duke and Duchess of Sussex looking utterly uncanny.
The Duke and Duchess of Sussex? You know, cause of sus. Anyway.
Proof of the paranormal?
Proof of the paranormal?
Right. If you notice, the figures behind them are equally uncanny. That's because this was an event to promote
Thank
Madame
you.
Tussauds Wax Museum. The actors are wearing realistic masks of the royal couple to promote the royal exhibit, but that hasn't stopped the video from making the rounds.
Wow, that's crazy actually. To see someone like actually appropriately tell the actual backstory of the video. This one makes its rounds a lot. I've seen this one a couple times in still images and in videos. And it's always someone being like, what is with these two? These two people are so uncanny and scary and weird. And then that's like the whole video. This person's like, yeah, they look pretty scary, but here's the actual backstory. It's, you know, an advertisement for the wax figures. So it's like, yeah, of course they're uncanny. What's annoying though is someone has and will watch this video and say, huh, I think I'll repost this and lie a bunch. Find this video and then talk over it and being like, these two are lizard people confirmed. And then that video will go viral. And that's the internet, baby. Isn't that fun? But yeah, just more wax figures being creepy. Here we go. Okay, this is a rabbit hole for you. We're not gonna do it all at once, but this is a page I found called Ardith 1960. Awesome page. All right, I dug deep for this video, like I said. This is a page that has just a bunch of posts of like a mannequin, just kind of like living her life, living her best life, you could say. 2,000 followers, you know? But this has been going on for years now, and like it's kind of fire. Like it's kind of good. Like they're all just like someone's day in the life. But anyway, we don't gotta get into that. But anyway, it's all mannequins, or it's all a mannequin rather, and it makes some great posts because like this one is cool. Like it's a cool image, but it's like a mannequin, you know? But it's like a mannequin out for a walk in the rain. So it's kind of got this uncanny edge to it because you're like, oh yeah, it's like a mannequin. It's like almost human, but not, you know what I'm saying? So I like it. But there's this picture I liked a lot, and then this one. At a glance, it's kind of just like a lady walking her dog, you know? But then of course, if you look closer, you realize the dog's actually like a little plastic skeleton dog toy. And then the leash is some like medieval dungeon chain, so like, you know, it's not like that convincing. It's a little off in a couple ways. She could pass as a real person if you just didn't look too close. Also, little side plot for you guys. I know you love those. There's people in the comment section on lots of these images. In fact, it's usually the same guy being like vaguely flirtatious with this person, like as if they don't know it's a mannequin. Like this guy said, "Take me for a walk," with like the hands, and I'm like, okay, buddy. A little further in on this one, the same guy said, "Mi amor, buddy, maybe it's time to up the strength of your glasses because this is in fact a mannequin." Anyway, pretty funny. I think more posts from that page will come up later in the video, but interesting. It's like good uncanny. Like it's not like gonna scare you. It's just kind of like, oh, cool. Like it's just like a mannequin living life. Okay, here we go. What a great first frame here. You ready for this?
Not look at anyone in the eyes. They are not friendly. They will be dangerous. Please hide.
Yikes.
If you notice something staring in your immediate direction, stay cautious of your surroundings. Do not let him get you.
Jump scare. Oh, thank goodness it's gone. Oh. Yikes. Yikes, man. Pretty scary. I don't know if this is full-blown Uncanny Valley. This might be more like analog horror, but I don't know. It's uncanny. It's like her, but looking like a little scary. That's uncanny to me. Pretty good. This same page showed up a couple times in our horror video one. Evillica. She's got good of this kind of analog horror, Uncanny Valley, Mandela catalog type thing. I don't know how she did this too. Like it's probably just Photoshop on a still image, but it looks good. Like it's a quality Photoshop. We've seen bad ones before, which is why I say this is quality. Missing, John Doe, 36. If you ever see him, keep him missing. He doesn't look that uncanny, although his mouth looks kind of strange. I guess the eyes too. Yeah, definitely keep him missing. I know it's just for fun, but like it's funny to imagine a poster saying like, this guy's missing, keep your eye out for him. But if you find him, like, leave him alone. Like, leave him missing. But it's like, okay, well, like, why even tell me then? It should just say, like, if you see him, like, avoid him and call authorities or something like that. But if you see him, keep him missing is funnier. I'll give you that. Creepiest dog pic. I've ever seen. Okay, is this a real image? The dog looks normal. Like, it looks like a normal dog, but this pose is so human. It's just kind of like chilling its arms in the window like that. I've definitely seen people do that. Us people, we do love doing that. But our guy here's figured it out, and it honestly looks really creepy. I don't love that. He's just kind of chilling. It's like you just pulled up to the drive-through window, and he's just like, what can I get you? TikTok.
No, I am a real person. Maybe we have a bad connection. I'm sorry about that.
Will you tell me you're not a robot? Just say I'm not a robot, please.
I am a real person.
I don't think she is, guys. This audio is used a lot to where the audio, I feel like I've heard it so many times that I don't really like it anymore. Something I do like about it in this one is the voice speaking has lots of like inflections and kind of up and down. There's like kind of emotion behind the voice and the way that it speaks kind of up and down. Lots of the videos I've seen use the audio, play it really straight and emotionless. And I think that's cool because it kind of, to me, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but it's kind of like the uncanny, like whatever doppelganger here has like figured out how to mimic speech because it's just kind of repeating what it's heard, that's learned from hearing people, but it doesn't like actually experience any emotions. So like the face doesn't really move at all, even though the way it's speaking would. Like if you were saying like, of course I'm a real person, like there'd be all sorts of like animation behind saying those sorts of things. So like watch how it's just,
No, I am a real person. Maybe we have a bad connection. I'm sorry about that.
you know, it's so just getting the words out.
Just say I'm not a robot, please.
You got kind of a smile here.
I am a real person.
Yeah, scary, man. I don't like it. Spooky. Spooky scary. We've seen it enough times where it's not groundbreaking anymore, but still good, you know? The way that someone is able to just kind of look so deadpan stare and deliver the lines, it still does something for me. It's pretty spooky. Are they real? Here we go. Yikes. Oh, this is that game. Oh. Yeah, this is one of those anomaly finder games. I forget what this one's called. Observation Duty. Cool game. I didn't realize that there was like creepy people in it though. I thought it was just like finding anomalies like, oh, there's 2 tubes of toothpaste. One of them is a mimic. Isn't that scary? It's a little toothpaste skinwalker. It was stuff like that, I thought. Like it was just like things that were a little bit wrong. Like the painting is wrong or something like that. But full-blown, scary, twitchy, uncanny people with breaking necks. Yikes. And this lady just kind of like falls over. That's funny. But yeah, very scary. I don't know if I'd want to see this on my little home camera. Yucky. But these observation anomaly games are cool. I think they're a fun concept. You just kind of like explore until something's wrong. Although I think this one, you're just looking through different cameras and then you never know what you're gonna see. It's kind of like, what's that old one? Five Nights at Freddy's, you know? You're kind of just checking the cameras and you're like, uh-oh. I don't know what I'm talking about. I've never played either game I'm referring to, so just ignore me. But it seems cool. Yikes. This is a frightening first frame. Looks like it's Evillica again. Getting a nice glass of water.
This is an emergency broadcast. A catastrophic incident has occurred at the Thalazine chemical plant. A large quantity of dangerous medication, Thalazine, has been released into the environment. This substance
it better not be in the water, bro.
Effects, including kind, mage, harfum, and dorselessness. It is possible that this medication has contaminated your water supply. Do not drink water from the tap or fridge. The consequence.
You couldn't have told me this 5 seconds ago, dude. This is like the SpongeBob, like fish guy on the TV, the like news anchor. How he always tells them what they just needed to know. He always talks like to SpongeBob directly.
Local resident SpongeBob SquarePants only has a few hours left to complete his essay, and yet he continues to goof off. When will he learn?
Just whatever you do, do not drink water from the tap or the fridge. And she just drank water from the fridge. That's some bad luck, man. Also some crazy contacts here. Consequences?
Consequences may be irreversible. Do not call 911. All lines are overloaded. Further instructions will follow.
Ooh, she's walking to the mirror. Okay. Kine, something else, Harfam, and dorselessness. We've seen these before. Is she gonna have Harfam? Is she gonna have dorselessness? Dorselessness. Nice. That's sick. I like that. Seeing it like in live action form is cool. We've seen this. This is from something else. I don't think she credited. She kind of like redid the video. She didn't just rip it. The original video is from Gooseworks. It's about like a medication that lets you unlock new emotions, and they look like this.
Degrance, Humber, Mage, Dorselessness.
And my man, this is me before coffee, am I right? This is me before I get my coffee. Don't talk to me while I'm still in my dorselessness. Get me a nice piping hot cup of joe, you know what I'm saying? But pretty cool to see her kind of put it into an actual video. That's a neat idea. It feels like bringing the lore into a different perspective. Because she definitely made this video herself. She just used those images. So that counts for something. Great page. We've seen like maybe like 5 or 6 of her videos in like the last couple weeks. Wax figures of celebrities. Here we go. This is a BuzzFeed post. But this is good, all right? Just look at this off the bat. Holy smokes, what are we looking at here? I don't even know if these are like a correct pairing. Like the eyes are the wrong color. So I'm like, did they just grab like a random one and say this is like a poor representation of her? You'll see like from this one, this is definitely supposed to be Justin Timberlake. It just looks uncanny, you could say. Solidly in the valley of uncanny. I don't know why they gave him this face, this kind of like sinister, like villainous glare, because Justin Timberlake only makes this face. So just give him that face. That might even be the only thing they did wrong. It's just give him this face he always has. He always looks like he's about to start crying, just a little bit of crying, like someone just chopped like one onion, just one chop and walked away, and he's kind of like, ooh, it's starting to sting. The rest of it I can forgive, but the wrong face and this face of all faces, I don't know, pretty uncanny. Don't like it. Ryan Gosling, oof. This just looks like AI generated Ryan Gosling, doesn't it? This looks like a cartoon. This looks terrible. I will say they got like his eyes and his general face shape right, but like, I mean, he hasn't had hair like this in a long time, so it's definitely based on a younger Ryan Gosling. This looks like a toy, like a really bad little action figure. It looks scary. It's missing a soul for sure. It's got dead eyes, and not just because it's got orange hair, okay? Which is also a strange choice, because has he ever had orange hair? This comment says, Gosling and Aniston ones aren't that bad, which makes me scared to see Jennifer Aniston's, because if this is considered not that bad, this is not good. Oh boy. Okay. Again, why this pose? Why not just like looking forward and smiling, or like just something? Why the like character who has snapped in a horror movie like turn thing? Like you just stepped on a twig and they now know where you are? Like that's just not a good pose. Again, it looks like angry. Maybe this is like by request. Maybe you like pose for your statue. Maybe they take your picture or something. Maybe they scan you or something and you kind of get to choose what you're doing. But if not, very strange choice. I don't love it. Jennifer Aniston, okay, yeah, this person was kind of right. This looks fine. Again, still has that waxy look because it's made of wax. Can't knock that too hard. It actually kind of looks like her. Yeah, that one's fine. That's the only one that's fine so far, but that one's actually fine. It's Harrison Sweaty. Holy smokes, man. Again, kind of reddish hair. Has he ever had reddish hair? Why does everyone have red hair? This is funny because, like, I mean, minus him being sweaty looking, if this wasn't supposed to look like Harrison Ford, it wouldn't look too bad. This is probably true for all of them. They're on their own impressive pieces of work. Maybe I should mention that. Like, it's impressive that you're able to make like a realistic looking person, mostly realistic looking person, with wax and whatever else they use. But like when you're making it after a person that exists, it's like 100% chance it ends up being uncanny because we have something to compare it to. And you're not gonna get it perfectly right, especially out of like sweaty wax. Your best case scenario, if you absolutely nailed it, it's still gonna be just sweaty Harrison Ford. Granted, like this still looks a little weird before the sweaty looking glossiness of it. These are just doomed to look uncanny because they have to. You're not gonna make the actual Harrison Ford, you're gonna make something that looks like him, like a lesser, waxier version of him, sweatier as well. And it's gonna look uncanny. So like this is peak Uncanny Valley. Almost human, but not quite. Almost a specific human, but not quite. Rihanna. Why does it look like a John Mulaney. Doesn't it look like John Mulaney? Am I losing my mind here? I've been looking at wax figures for too long. This one doesn't look too bad, right? Just give her the right pose and the right lighting and make her hair look more like that. Put the same outfit on her. I feel like it would look all right. This one looks fine because it's not sweaty. All right, I'm done looking at these. I'm over it. Let's move on. Peekaboo. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Poking through the doorway. We talked about that in a previous video, that we've realized that doors themselves, or rather what doors do, is scary. It's kind of like a barrier between you and something unknown. Like, even if you know what the room on the other side of the door looks like, you don't know for sure what's in there, you know? Like, what, oh, there wasn't a monster last time I was in there, but there could be now, you know, especially if the room has been dark. Like, I don't know how it works, but at least in Minecraft, like, the monsters spawn when it's dark. So like, if you leave a room in your house empty too long with the door closed or like lightly cracked, maybe there's a monster in there now. Maybe there wasn't earlier. Maybe there is now. This room must have left it alone for too long, left it dark in there for too long, and now there's a uncanny person. I don't know what to call them. An entity, I guess? I think they're called alternates in the Mandela catalog, but this isn't supposed to be that. It's just like an Uncanny Valley person.
I'm lost. Can you help me find my way home?
This is a Spencer Lackey video, if you couldn't tell. The iconic basement staircase and the extremely dilated eyes. Uh-oh, buddy. Uh-oh, buddy.
I'm lost. Can you help me find my way home?
They seem chill. Oh, good. They're gone. You're safe. Gosh, dude. This house is so scary. Spencer! There they are. Terry. Look, I'm a fan of Spencer Lackey's videos. Spanger Lookery. Everything will be linked, but this guy shows up every single time we do TikTok horror or Uncanny Valley. He's always here, even curse videos. It's funny because I've seen enough videos to have figured out the like structure of them, and it's always the same thing. It's always starting shot of the monster to kind of hook you, and then just a couple shots of Spencer looking his iconic just death stare with the dilated eyes, the non-blinking whatever. A couple back and forths of him and the monster. And then at some point the monster's gone, and then you're like, oh my gosh, he's safe now. Then he moves to a different scary part of his scary house, and then like 1/2 second or like a couple frames of the monster close up. And that's the end of the video. Every time, it's the same thing. Not hating, I think it's a great formula, especially if you're basically just using still images for your monsters. It works. The monster designs are where the videos really shine, and I think that those are always good. Although I do think it looks much better in the first two shots than it does here. Like this one feels like bad Photoshop. Like this is like a face just like stretched and pasted on top of whoever's face this actually is. Like there's even like white hair that's like not supposed to be there, like on top of the orange hair. I know you're only supposed to see it for a second, you're not supposed to pause on it, but like the shirt's also not like lined up because it's definitely just like a body stretched. All I'm trying to say is that I feel like there's a lot of really good stuff, but the weakest part of all these videos is always when they show the monster at the end. It's always like, okay, all right, I guess. But the suspense that's built up to that point is always really good. Look at this shot, man. This is crazy. This is so good. But this guy's house and basement are so scary. Like, look at this hallway to his front door. This guy just lives in like the Conjuring house. That like totally immerses you too in all these videos he makes. POV, you run into some new people as an early human, but something seems a little off. Relatable scenario. But what do I look like in this scenario? Who am I to judge? I'm an early human, so I probably look like this guy. And I have the audacity to be like, oh, this guy looks weird. Humans have just been judgmental since the beginning, haven't we? This is such a funny post. Like, I get these are strange looking images, but like, they're not real images, you know, they're just like computer generated. So it's like, what? I don't know. This to me feels like being like, imagine you're like on Mars and like there's a bunch of like Martians like coming to kill you. And it's like, that would be scary, but like, I feel like there's much more pressing, realistic things that are more relatable that you could scare me with. Like, imagine you fell into the shark tank at the aquarium or something. I don't know. Imagine you're an early human and there's Neanderthals. Yikes, dude, that's gonna keep me up tonight. Here we go. What the? Just some AI generated guy, or just heavily photoshopped guy, and he misses you. I think that's you he's talking about, not me. He misses you, I think. Is this like a real thing? I mean, I think so. The different AI generated looking guy. I have nothing left. Tag someone that doesn't have anything left. People actually getting tagged in here. This is definitely like just for fun. But imagine seeing this and being like, oh, I should send this to Steven. He just lost everything. Wild. But yeah, very AI generated, uncanny looking guys. This one especially, that one's strange. Here we go. Something scary. TV just turned on its own. Never a good feeling, man. Uh-oh, buddy.
This is not. Due to the numerous mentions of the Uncanny Valley, there have been reports of recorded sightings of these humanoid creatures. Please lock your doors, stay inside, and find a safe space to hide if one makes its way in. Do not look at it.
It's very specific again. It's like the SpongeBob TV guy. It's like, by the way, there could be a creepy Uncanny Valley person in your house. Anyway, bye. I'm assuming there's gonna be someone in their house.
Stay safe and God bless you all.
Thanks for that. I'll keep that in mind. Oh!
John, run.
This guy said it in such a sad way.
John, run.
He's like, don't run. Everyone always runs when they see me. It's like the same tone as someone being like, I'm so ugly. And you're supposed to be like, oh no, you're not ugly. You're so handsome. It's like this guy's like, don't run. Everyone always runs. And you're like, no, I'm not gonna run. Yes, you are. Just do it. Just run. Just leave me alone, I guess. Just leave me like everyone else. Like, no, buddy. No, it's not like that. I just didn't expect you to be in the closet. That's all. It's like, just run like everyone else. Abandon me. But yeah, it's so funny, like, the TV just being like, oh, by the way, look out for monsters in your closet. Okay, cool. I'll keep that in mind. Finds monster in your closet. Here we go. This is the Mannequin page again. I'm sorry, I gotta harp on this a little bit longer here. This guy said, you're a dream treat to this Mannequin girl. He said, you're a dream treat. What does that mean? You're a dream treat? I mean, I've heard of you're a dream, or like you're a treat, I guess. But you're a dream treat is crazy. You know, they could be playing along. They could be talking to like the creator of this. They could just be like playing, you know, whatever. But it definitely struck me as odd how many comments there were kind of like doing what creepy dudes do already on girls' posts. But this time it's a mannequin though. Does that really not matter to you guys? That she's plastic? Like actually plastic? Like plastic? Like she's a mannequin. Like, look at this. She's paddleboarding. You are all I want in all caps. And it's this guy again. And I know you're thinking, hey, what does this have to do with anything? It doesn't really have anything to do with anything, but this is just flabbergasting me, as you'd expect. But the reason why I put a little legitimacy to these comments, like they maybe aren't just playing around and being silly, it's that all the guys that do this for real look like this guy. What you up to? Huh? You up? Bro, it's a mannequin. Celebs that give me Uncanny Valley vibes. I have no idea who this is. Is this a real person? That hand is uncanny. Okay, next one. Ready now. I'm ready for the next slide. Let's go. Who's that? It's just a big smile, that's all. I don't know. A little uncanny. I'll give it to you. Who's this? I feel like she doesn't look uncanny at all, I don't think. She looks fine. Yes, Matt Rife. I'm just gonna sound like a hater for a second. I'm not a huge fan, all right? I think his comedy is kind of cringe. But that has nothing to do with it. He looks like, you know in video games when you're designing your character and you can like move the sliders to the left or the right and it kind of like makes like their nose bigger or smaller and you kind of like end up somewhere in the middle. You're like, ah, look, tiny nose, haha, giant nose, and you like kind of leave it in the middle somewhere, like where it's realistic. He looks like the jaw slider when you put it all the way up. Kind of like, dang, it's almost like a handsome Squidward, and then you like move it back to the middle somewhere and you leave it there. This is an uncanny level of jawline. You know, he just looks like AI generated hot guy. You know, like it just, I know I keep saying AI generated, but this is just, he makes me feel scared. Mark Zuckerberg, that's an easy one. I mean, his haircut does most of the work of making him look uncanny. Just slap like a normal guy haircut on him, something other than a solid color shirt, and you've got like a mostly normal looking guy. Make him smile with his eyes, and you're solid. But since that's not the case, he looks and acts, the movements as well, and the way he talks, very uncanny. A top contender for lizard person, for sure. Again, I don't believe in lizard people, but top contender for sure. I live alone. And if that's true, then how is there someone taking a steamy shower? Uh-oh, buddy. Something behind the curtain. Jump scare? Nothing. Oh. I don't know, it's fine. This definitely just looks like a guy opening his mouth. But still, the buildup was good. I like the idea of this shot. Like, this is fantastic work. And also, this is the moment that we learn that they're alone. So it's kind of like a double punch. It's like a scary shot. And then also like, but this shouldn't be there. This shouldn't be happening. But real talk though, when I lived somewhere that the water heater took forever to heat up, like if you wanted to take a hot shower, you'd have to start the shower and then like 5 to 10 minutes before it would actually be hot. So what would happen a lot, and I know, sorry, it's a lot of wasted water and I'm sorry. I have poo brain sometimes, but I would start the shower and go do something else. And then I would forget I started the shower. And then like, it'd be like half an hour later, I'd be like, why is the shower running? And then I'd be like, oh, that was me, I did that. So this would happen to me and it would scare me too. But then I'd be like, oh, it was me, I'm stupid. That's why I did this. Plastic surgery ones, there's Simon Cowell. There he is after some work, but then there he is after some more work. It's also really funny, I found this news segment that was just them being like, he looks weird.
Something sure looks different about Simon Cowell in a new video promoting Britain's Got Talent.
I always say on this show, 2 or 3 minutes can change your life. And it has.
That's it. Then they just move on to talking about Will Smith. They're just like, this guy looks freaky now, huh? Anyway, what's Will Smith up to at the Grammys? So funny, but also like sad, and I don't know, definitely very uncanny knowing what he looked like before. This looks like a completely different guy. I don't know, man. You're just getting older. That's just something that happens. There's nothing wrong with that. You can't be like I won't say he was ever a particularly hot guy, but you can't be a hot guy forever, you know? Someday you're gonna be an old guy. We don't need hot old guys. I mean, maybe we could use some. If this was just a guy on TV, we might be like, he looks like a little strange, but like, whatever. But like, because we know that he used to look like this, and now he looks like this, we're like, ugh, you know? We're wrapping up here. We got John Travolta as a young man, and I'm not saying he looked that uncanny then. I think he did a little bit, but he looks more uncanny now. But it's important to note that he started out a little bit uncanny. You know, he's got kind of a big smile. He's got kind of like that almost cartoonish jawline. You know, his hair's kind of looks very like clipped on in a way. I don't know. And then here he is now. This video has been a lot of me just saying people look strange. I hope you know that it's like not that serious. Like it's just, you know, if there's celebrities that have gotten work done, they're never gonna hear what I have to say, nor do they even care, nor should they even care, you know? But just so that I say that at least once in this video, you know, whatever. Everyone can look how they wanna look. I'm now looking back, I'm like, did I say anything mean in this video? I don't actually know. I think I was mean to Simon Cowell, maybe a little bit, but that's okay. He's mean to people all the time. John Travolta, I don't know. I mean, he looks a little strange. Again, the haircut is doing most of the work, but I don't know. It's fine, not that bad. But this one was in here. My boy Cillian Murphy, I was a little saddened to see him in here, but then I was like, this is just a bad picture of him, which if I'm gonna give him that kind of grace, I should give everyone else I saw this video some grace in the same way. Like, this could be just a bad picture of John Travolta, you know? This could be a bad 30-second clip of Simon Cowell, you know? But this is just a bad picture of him. Like, there's a more normal picture of him. There he is again. He's got kind of like a crazy stare sometimes. He doesn't really smile in photos. But then people post pictures like this, and I'm like, yeah, he looks a little like blasted. I don't even know what I mean by that, but that's the best word I've got. Like he's looking at an explosion. I know this is after Oppenheimer, so like maybe this is just him after seeing the explosion. But this is just a bad picture of him. He doesn't look like that. I don't know. I'll give him a pass, but that's only because I like him. See how unfair this whole thing was? I'm like, oh, John Travolta looks weird. Simon Cowell looks weird. Freaking Matt Rife looks weird, but it's because I don't like him. And that's a healthy lesson in bias. I hope you learned something today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll end it there. I don't know how I'm gonna keep finding Uncanny Valley stuff. I feel like I'm scraping at this point. I could probably do another one, but eventually we will need TikTok to kick it back into gear with more Uncanny Valley stuff. Or just send me stuff. Like, send me stuff on Instagram, my Discord server, wherever. I might not respond to you, but I will see your messages. So if you have any good Uncanny Valley videos or pictures that I haven't looked at already, hit me with them on Instagram. That's true for any content I look at. If you find something that fits that, send it to me, because I'm always looking for more. But that's everything, I think. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And I will see you around, man. See you on the other side of the Valley of the Uncanny. Stay canny. Stay canny, my friends. Are you staying canny?